Andy, I'm looking at the timeline, so that's why I had to pull us back onto the presentation stage. Do we have any images or anything which you wanted to discuss, or do you want to run through?
I think in the interest of time, because you've got something else following on, haven't you? If we ask people to post the images of anything you've created to the chat, and then we can harvest it from there.
Yeah, please, can you post all your images onto the chat so that we can then look at the images? Okay, yeah. I've got a couple coming through. I've got Andrew's image, I've got Lawrence's image.
And I'd just like to give my thanks to everyone who's participated today. So it's really useful feedback and very helpful in confirming some of the things we thought, but maybe focusing our attention on some other areas we have either gone over a bit too quickly or forgotten that we've gone over.
Yeah, true. No, thank you very much, Andy, for this workshop. Very insightful. I think we did manage to capture some content through this. I will try and formulate this for you, and we will share it across. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Andrew. That draws an end to the workshop session and the final session for our conference over the 2 days. Thank you very much. Could I invite Gustavo onto the stage, please? Over to you, Gustavo.
Perfect. So I think that everyone is back from those that were in the workshop and then those that were on the tables distributed. So well, we're just closing the conference now. I hope you enjoyed these 2 intense days. I hope you enjoy the platform that we have here. Yes, we cannot be in person, but I think it was a pretty good solution, and we explore new ways of doing things. And I personally think that in the future, this is going to reshape how we do things. We're not going to go to what was normal, but we're going to have new ways of doing things, and we're just getting some training for what's going to happen. So there are a few final things that we need to do, but before we do that, I want to invite Mark Chorley, Professor Mark Chorley, who is the Director of Manufacturing at Cranfield. I want him to say some few words and help us close this event. Mark, are you around there?
Hopefully you can see me and hear me.
Fantastic, both.
Okay, I can't hear you now, so there is something strange in the in this new environment that I'm using. I haven't used Remo before.
We hear you perfectly.
My first time, but I understand that it has been working pretty well, and I notice it's you know, you have a nice sort of cafe-style auditorium with the tables laid out where people can sit and chat amongst themselves, which is fantastic. So that's a new way of doing things. I mean, I've attended a few remote conferences. I don't think I've used Remo in any of them before, so it's a new way. But it remains for me to sort of thank everybody in running TESCON. So, you know, John Erke-Yunshu, Professor John Erke-Yunshu, who's the general chair, the program committee, Gustavo Castelluccio and Pavan Adapali, who've really been the driving force in getting this thing together and making sure that it happens, even online, remotely. And of course, I have to thank our honorary chair, Raj Roy, who kicked the whole thing off 9 years ago. You know, he's been a driving force behind the TESCON conference for now 9 years, and we thank him for being there. And of course, we have to thank the scientific committee from across the globe who've contributed to validating the papers, reading the papers, and making sure that the quality of the papers that have been produced have been, as usual, very, very high. And our keynote speakers, thank you very much to all the keynote speakers and our session chairs, because chairing a session, especially remotely, is not the easiest thing to do. And of course, lastly, I have to thank everybody who's been involved, everybody who spent time preparing papers, preparing presentations, and attended the sessions, because these things don't work unless you attend and you contribute. I know in the past years, when I've attended TESCon in person. We've had a conference dinner at Woburn Abbey usually, and sometimes even getting lost on the way from Cranfield. It's not very far, but you can easily get lost on the way from Cranfield to Woburn. And it's usually been an amazing event with live music and wonderful food. But thank you very much for you all bearing with us in this very new forum in remote delivery of the conference. We hope that you've found something that has been rewarding, a good experience, and that you will have gained something at the end of the 2 days. And of course, we look forward to this continuing, maybe not necessarily online, but definitely organised by Twente University in the Netherlands. And hopefully we'll see everybody face to face next year in November in the Netherlands at Twente, when they organise the 10th anniversary conference, I guess we could call it, for the TESCon. And I really hope that I can actually see people face to face at that and meet you all in person rather than online. Much as I've enjoyed the remote experience, I do think that it's good to do face to face as well. So thank you very much, everybody. And thank you for making the whole conference what I believe has been a great success. Thank you.
Thank you a lot, Mark. And I do want to say thank you for Cranfield to allow us to have this, in this case, online event. But we appreciate also the support from the school. And we wish we have a button that we can say clap, 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 and thank you. I actually heard Andrew Starr around saying digital or virtual claps, which is a fantastic idea. So we really mean essentially what Mark said. Thank you, everyone. Now, Mark went one step further, and he announced who's going to be holding the conference next year. So let me invite to the stage our colleagues. It's Alberto Martinetti and Marlene Kuipers. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much, Gustavo. Can you all hear me? Everything?
Perfect.
Yeah. The only thing is, how can I share slides?
So you go downstairs. You have there share, and then the middle point. Yeah, perfect.
Got it. All right. Before we start and announce the next conference, I just want to say thank you to you, Gustavo, John, Pavan, and the whole team. I think it was a great conference with a lot of exchange of information, and I think although it was online, I think it was a lot what people could get out of it. So thank you very much for this organizing these 2 days. All right, so as Mark already said, next year, the 10th conference, hopefully we can do this face-to-face again in Twente, the University of Twente in the Netherlands. You see the date, so please put it in your agenda. 16th and 17th of November next year. So it's a year from now. So hopefully by that time we have COVID under control in the world. No?
Hopefully.
Let me just flip to the next slide. Say that again, Alberto.
We need to stay positive.
Definitely. Definitely. So if you look at the right-hand side here from, you see the slides, you see where the University of Twente is in Enschede. So it's in the east of Holland, close to the German border, which it's quite a nice city to be at. So hopefully we can all receive you there. If not, if everything is not under control yet, then we probably will decide somewhere in the spring, early summer, that we will go online. But for now, let's say we are doing it face-to-face. Now you can see some important dates here. 2nd of April, the submission of paper abstracts. The proposals, 4th of June, the full-length paper submission, and then after the summer, 20th of August, the final full paper submission. So these are some dates, key dates for you to keep in mind. Now, we have a website up and running. You see that here, and we will populate that in the next few months with all the detail. So come back to this website more often. Then just if you have any questions or comments, anything you would like to suggest for our conference, or what you've learned from this conference, what you think we should repeat, or what you've learned from other conferences, don't hesitate to call us. You see Alberto and myself, we are organizing, we are the organizing committee. We have some other people from Twente who will join in organizing in the end. But for now, it's the two of us who are already started to look at the conference for next year. So you can see here the contact details, the website, and the email address, so you can reach us. Alberto, any comments from your end?
I think you made a point. I'm really looking forward to host the 10th TESConf. I must say that all the time and every year I enjoy the TESConf since I was in Cranfield. So we're really looking forward to also to make let's say good and productive and scientific challenging TESConf in Enschede next year.
And that we can all shake hands again, face to face.
Yes,
hopefully.
Yes, very important.
All right. Thanks, Gustavo.
I'm already excited. I mean, I already want to start planning. I just put it on my calendar so that
that's great.
it's really, really good. And of course, you can count on our support on anything you need. So
perfect.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
And
thank you.
After this announcement, we have essentially one last thing to do, which is name, which is the paper that has been awarded as the best paper. And for that to happen, I need to actually open my PowerPoint, which is happening right now, hopefully. Let's see. All right. There's my PowerPoint. Not that one. There we go. So at some point, you should see my screen. Hopefully now. Do you see my screen? No.
No, not yet.
Okay. So let's try one more. All right, let's reload.
Gustavo, we've lost you on the camera as well. Yeah, now you're back.
Yeah, so and believe it or not, I'm not using a Windows machine, so this shouldn't fail. All right, so let's try that one. It's not happening. So
do you think
do you
his
want to
Apple
email
device is a bonus?
Interesting. So
Gustavo, do you want to email it to me? I can share it.
Yep, actually, let's do that. I wonder why it's not working, but we will not figure it out right now. So just let me put that on an email to you, John. And this is second day late. I think we are all excused for things not working at this time. Okay. All right. So the thing is on its way. So let's put some suspense here, right? And in between, let me tell you how we chose the best paper. So so we had 39 papers overall. Of those, there are a few, 6, 7 that were just extended abstract. So so we are not counting for those in this selection because this is just a full paper, and we relied on 3 different sources. So John, it's on your way, unless there is the digital monster of the internet eating that.
I've received it.
Wow, this time it worked.
Yeah.
The monster was not hungry. So what we did is we have to select the best paper based on a rational argument, and what we did is we computed 2 scores. One is the scores from the reviewers, which are independent, and nobody except me actually knows who is the reviewer, and those were assigned independently. We knowing that there's no connection between the people in there, so to assure the quality. Can you go to the next slide? And then the second score comes from the presentation itself. And so I ask a few chairs from a few sessions to send me feedback on how was the presentation, and we did two scores from the reviewers, one score from the presentations from the chair. So essentially, what really matters is the paper, but a little bit of the presentation also matters. And then we just put all those numbers in Excel, and we got the next slide, which is the top 5 papers with the highest score. Right. So this is just arithmetic calculations, nothing else. And the best paper, the one that by very minimum margin, it was 4.1 compared to 4.25, so decimals difference, that got on top of everyone else is, go ahead, John. Is Samir Khan, John, and Oscar Garcia, an HM-based model for no-fault phone events. The reviewers were really impressed. They gave the maximum score, actually, and then and actually was the only paper we got the maximum score from both reviewers. And then the presentations were actually quite decent, so that just the paper's score just put the fate on that. So congratulations. We will give you a nice certificate, and you can just show off with these results. Congratulations, Sean, actually.
Thank you.
All right, so this is it. This is the end. We're finishing this, so I want to give John the last word and say goodbyes.
Great, thank you very much, Gustavo. So again, I'd like to thank all the Cranfield team that worked on organizing the conference. So Gustavo, Pavan, Anne, and all the chairs and all the people in the background that have been helping, like Davide. So thank you all very much. I think there's been a lot of effort that went into preparing the conference. I'm really happy to see that even though it was quite risky to deliver this online, overall it's gone largely to plan. There were a few hiccups, but I think we've pretty much made it. So thanks to all the authors, everyone that's participated in the conference. We hope that you've been able to benefit from the conference and all the discussions, and we're looking forward to next year's conference. And in Twente, hopefully face-to-face, we'll be able to meet and discuss further all the different research challenges and opportunities that we have in this very exciting field. So thank you all very much. And I can see, Andrew, would you like to add maybe a few points as well from TES Institute point of view?
Just to thank once again the team, because I think what's apparent is that we've had some front of house people, but behind the scenes there's a lot of people been organising and pressing the buttons. So thanks very much to Anne. Thanks very much to all the guys who've been organising, so Sarihit and Davide, but especially to Gustavo and to Pavan for all the hard work and all the guys who supported them. Very well done.
Thank you, Andrew. Pavan, do you want to come in and say something?
I was trying to hide away.
You can. Come on.
Thank you. No, thank you all. Firstly, the committee. So Gustavo, it's a hard work to go through all of the papers, assigning reviews and things. So thank you. Thanks, John, for your constant support through the entire process. I know the number of times I've troubled you with a last-minute phone call or so on and so forth. Special thanks to Anne, to Davide, especially both of them have helped key roles in doing our registration. And of course, to our other hosts, Sam Court, Arijit Lode, and Christina Latsu. And additionally, Bikram Thapa, who has actually helped us set up this platform on the in the background, and to all other colleagues who have actually been part of this discussion, including Andrew and Mark Jolie, who have actually been instrumental in giving us a little bit of push and guidance when needed. So thank you, everyone. And of course, all the delegates without which we wouldn't have established or pushed this far. Thanks also to all the workshop chairs, including industry, who have participated actively. No special mention in any order, but Babcock International, Network Rail, BSI, MOD, special thanks to all of you who participated. I don't mean to disregard or miss if I've missed some of your names, but thank you once again. And also to all our university partners who have been active in this area. With this, I conclude and
see you next year.
See you next year, guys.
See you all. Bye.
Bye. Bye.